I have an announcement to make. Unfortunately, one of my mobile games I usually play is shutting down. As you can't already tell by the 3 boxes sitting here, it's going to be Princess Connect is going to be shutting down on April 30th. And this is my acceptance to it. Am I happy it's shutting down? No. It's whenever a mobile game gets shut down or any game gets shut down, it's always a sad time because people lose all the memories they've made with it and it's pretty much gone forever. Well, I should re-clarify, only the global version is shutting down, not the JP version, or I think the other version, the other servers too. Only the English version, essentially. So if you want to if you're just learning about this news now, if you want to migrate, I don't think you can move your account, but you can make a new account and restart over, or you can watch it as it fades into the sunset, like I am. So, as you can see, I've got Carol, Kokoro, and Pecorine, all the boxes here, and I'm going to be doing figure showcases as them as my acceptance to the shutdown of this game. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. I am also going to put I'm going to put links to all the figures in the description below. So, if you're interested in buying any of them or just interested in getting more info about other figures for these characters, links are in the description. Now, without further ado, let's start the unboxing. I'm gonna start off with Kokoro. Let's do the box showcase. So, in the front, they got her and a little quote by her. Of course, they're all part of the Gourmet Guild, and it's a 1/7. Well, the box is pretty plain. Besides that, 4 sides, nothing really on top. And bottom, you can see the manufacturer and everything, and the original developers of Princess Connect, Games. And I think the main thing about this box is that it does have a small. Main thing about this box is that it does have a window for you to open and see all the figure itself, which is pretty cool. Without further ado, this is a pre-owned item. I've owned all of these before and I've opened them before, put away for storage. But since the game is shutting down, might as well go with a big bang and accept my fate with re-unboxing these girls. Instructions for the figure. And the inside of the box. Is Kokoro. Now, let's get into the main unboxing. Here's Kokoro. Come on, camera. I'm a pretty good fan of Princess Connect. I have watched all of the anime and I have played the game since it's launched. In the last 6 months or so, I haven't really touched it that much, but I'm kind of sad that the servers are shutting down. I know a lot of people did enjoy it, and yeah. Now, the coloration of her inner shirt ain't that great. Kind of feels off, but the rest of her looks pretty good. It's just dust. Oh yeah, looks like some dust got on her. Oh yeah, this is one of those one of my dusty figures. I gotta redust her later on. But she looks pretty good. A little flower powder on her leg. In her bag. Alright. Here is her base. It's an interesting base, but there is one gripe I have about all these bases, and you'll probably see them in the later on. This is her weapon. It's a pretty long spear. Looking at it, it's not that bad looking either. Do you like the clearness of the tip and the actual head of the spear? You can't tell if these are supposed to be off-centered or not. Kind of see it's kind of curved, I think. They're not supposed to be, but if you're gonna get this figure, it's something to work out for. Here she looks fully assembled. It is kind of difficult to get her to sit properly on the peg or the joint right here. As you can see, I haven't got it fully flushed, but I think with a little bit more pushing and a little bit more touching it should finally sit there properly. Yeah, man, I did not clean this figure well. I need to dust it later. Okay, here she looks. Let me see if I can get her weapon in. The one thing about this weapon is that it does need a support for it. I think she's supposed to hold it. Like, it kind of sits like that. Here's what it looks like fully assembled. This is it's kind of hard to get her to sit properly in here. And also, the spear kind of just sits there. It doesn't like sit there properly either. It does need like the support little stand that it comes with. So, you know, if you get this pre-owned, make sure you get all the support stand for it. I don't have it, and sometimes I don't because it usually supports it like back here. But it's kind of up to you if you want to use it or not. All right, time on to the next figure. And next, I'm gonna be doing is Carol. You know, and the main thing is, of course, her quote. Bottom of the box to show authenticity with Psy Games. And the window, of course. Alright. Now, let's get her unboxed and assembled again. Start off with the instructions. Inside of the box. Alright, let's get Carol unboxed. So they're pretty easily to unbox themselves. I think the main here's Carol. This is honestly like they're actually like really well made figures, I think. I know the resale value of these aren't great, and they're still pretty much in stock if you want to get them. And actually, you can get them at a discount. I bought them full price when they first were initially released, so you know, pick up some discounts. The back hair is movable, and I don't know if that's just for design or not. I don't think it's supposed to be, because this one is stiff, so this one might be a small manufacturing defect, and I probably could take it out if I really wanted to. Yep, man. Some dust. Here's her weapon. I actually like this weapon a lot. You can tell the detail. There's a lot of detail went into it, and a lot of care because of the lettering on the books. Yeah, that's what. And there's a cat. I won't show off each individual piece, but here's the rest of the accessories. It's a poles to hold up this effect, like a little magic sparkle something to shoot out of on her forehand. This is the weapon holder, and as you can already see with the base, as you can see, this is the one thing I don't like about these figures. Oh, there's like a lot of dust on this. As I was saying, this is the one thing I don't like about the figures. It's literally a giant dinner plate you get. Like, look at this. This is the figure, and this is the base it's sitting on. Like, come on now. You guys couldn't put any lettering or anything on like the base itself or anything. Not even like a small logo or anything. And also, Pecorine's the same thing as this. Kokoro is the only one different. Like, if you're gonna do something like this, at least try to get it to match. Like, get them all three matching together so it makes a set. Or just don't do it and like just make it different. This is the one thing I don't like about this figure. It's just so plain. But I guess with it, you can get like a lot of different effects for it. So I'm gonna start assembling it. And here she looks fully assembled. Now, as you can see, this purple thing, I usually try to put these two in first and try to get these to stick, and then kind of position it where it'll sit on top of the supports over here. And of course, it goes into the back here, connects there. And this little spiral magic thing, I usually just kind of twist it and I kind of rest it on her thumb. Usually works out the best. Like, it looks cool and everything, and I like the effects around it. But man, does it take up so much space? Like, how much space it takes? It's just a giant dinner plate, and that's why it's not like the greatest figure. Hopefully, with the 6-star versions coming out later, I hope they do fix it, but we'll see. I really do hope they change it or something. Yeah, this is what she looks like fully assembled. Looks pretty nice, and I love the effects. Alright, next one. Let's unbox Pecorine now. First, in the front, quote on the bottom, for authenticity sakes. And last but not least, the window. Alright, time for the unboxing. Instructions inside of the box. And here she is, eating a rice ball with her and all her princess equipment. Crown, shoulder, and I think she had something else. Maybe her shoes. I forget what. Like, there's like 3. Oh, the sword maybe. Maybe it's the sword. I think the sword. Yeah, the sword isn't removable. So, you know. Honestly, I think out of all the 3 of them I have, I think Pecorine's my favorite. Just because it's kind of there's so much color going on for her. Ungodly amount of support things. I guess poles would be the best answer. Bunch of support poles. Let me just take them all out. Effect, of course. And last but not least, now that I showed everything off, let's start the assembly. And here she is, fully assembled. Now, if you're gonna assemble this, I suggest putting in this support peg first for her leg, and then putting her in, just because once you get her in, it's kind of hard to get, or you have to like kind of weirdly angle this, so it just makes it easier. And when putting on this circular thingy, always start with trying to get the tallest one in first, and then work your way around, just so it gets the most support. Again, giant dinner plate with a bunch of cool. It looks like a cool effect. The problem is that it's very plain without it, you know. And you know, I honestly wouldn't also mind just having her by herself on a smaller base. Would work out pretty well. But now that I've unboxed every single one, let's start the showcase for all of them. Now, onto the pros and cons. Pros. Each figure I feel like captures the essence of the character with the accessories and all the effects going on. It has some great looking side effects also, just to accentuate the character even more. There's so much detail going on in each character, especially through pouches or like little buttons or something. And also on the aftermarket, we get some really good prices. Right now, I think each figure is around sub $100, maybe even less sometimes, depending on where you get it from. Cons. Each base is huge. Like, it takes up so much space, and that's another thing. So much space is taken that you can't even like display this with anything else unless you want to put things underneath each character. The box they also come with takes up a lot of space. Like, they're as big, almost as big as my Ningguang box, and that's saying something. And also, all three of them don't match. Like, if you're gonna make these and have like, you know, these are like a set, they come as a set, at least try to get them to match. Final thoughts. It's a final goodbye to the global version of Princess Connect. These figures might not be worth a lot of money in the aftermarket or to other collectors, but the game was the reason I got into Princess Connect, and I wanted these figures when they were announced. Honestly, with them being so cheap, if you're into the characters or into any of the merchandise or the game itself, maybe think about picking these up. They're not so bad to get, and the price is insanely good for a 1/7 figure. Hopefully the 6-star versions of these figures do get better. And last but not least, enjoy some leftover cat footage. Alright, what do you all think of these figures? Hey, you. Do they have your approval? What do you think?